Hello, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining. Here today, you have some of your financial aid counselors that's here at Seton Hall, and we're going to go over some of the basics to help you get through this next phase. We want to congratulate all of you for being accepted to Seton Hall, and we are looking forward to meeting you one day. Again, my name's Carrie L. Larson. I'm one of the counselors here. I work in the loan unit. So anything loan related, you can always reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. And then the rest of our colleagues are going to go ahead and introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yamani Felix. I'm also one of the financial aid counselors in our department, also the scholarship coordinator. I just saw a note that you can't hear us. Can anyone else hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So
Or
I'm also the scholarship coordinator, and I also help with the veterans program. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Andrea.
Hey guys, my name is Andrea Garzon. I'm also one of the counselors here in the financial aid office. I generally assist with all kinds of situations that come in, but I also help oversee the student employment office. So if you need any help or if you have questions regarding federal work study, if you need guidance on how to get your your jobs ready on campus, I'm the person you want to contact, and I'm excited to be here. I hope this is all very helpful for you guys, and I'll turn it off to Tiffany.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tiffany Thomas. I am also a financial aid counselor here. I primarily handle document management and the financial aid email box. I may have had the pleasure of meeting some of you via email. I'm also a SHU alum, and I am excited to welcome you all to the Seton Hall family.
All right, so we're going to move forward with the presentation. Olivia, if you want to start sharing. Thank you. Okay, so as we mentioned, this session is paying for college, giving you all of the information that we think is very pertinent for you to know at this moment. And we added on some extra information that we think is definitely going to be helpful for you as you start your journey here with us. Okay, so what should I expect next? That is the question of the night, and we want you at the end of this to feel equipped to move forward with paying for college. Okay, so after you deposited and registered for your courses, the next thing is receiving your bill from the bursars department. And you'll receive your bill the first week of July. The 4th of July holiday is on a Sunday this year, so you could receive some billing after that holiday passes, moving on to the next week. Okay, so as I mentioned, bills distributed early July. It is going to be an electronic notification. So you definitely want to monitor your Seton Hall email address. It's your first name dot last name at shu.edu. All of the communications from various departments across campus will come to that email notification. So please, please, please get used to checking that multiple times throughout the day. And the due date for the bills is August 2nd. Now, when you're going to pay your bill, you're going to pay online via PirateNet. You will get very used to PirateNet. That is the student portal that we all use here. And later in the presentation, Jamani will go over the portal to get you guys more familiar with that. But briefly, in PirateNet, things to look forward to doing is an authorized payer. If your parents will be paying the bill for you or handling that, you definitely want to get them set up as authorized payer. Also in PirateNet, you'll see your financial aid awards. Keep in mind that any gift aid, which is considered scholarships or grant funding, that's considered gift aid and that's automatically accepted. In the portal, though, you will want to go and accept or decline your loan offers. Okay, so if you do have an outstanding balance, and this is why we definitely want to stress how you can take advantage and get your bill paid on time. If you have an outstanding balance and you leave the outstanding balance there, then these are some possible consequences. Deregistration, late fees could be assessed, unable to continue registering for your spring semester and on, and then you'll be unable to transfer credits if you do decide to leave Seton Hall. Um, it's very important that we don't get to this point. So we want to make sure that you are equipped. Here you can see a link to make a financial aid appointment. And if you click on that link, you'll be able to schedule a virtual appointment with one of the counselors, and we can give you some more information on paying your bill or resources for loans outside scholarships, anything to try and avoid any of these possible outcomes. And on the next slide, we'll get into some of those. So here, if you need some additional funding, we have the Parent Plus loan, which is a federal loan by the Department of Education. You apply on studentaid.gov. With the Parent Plus loan, the parent is the borrower. So the parent has to go in and sign in with their own FSA ID to obtain the loan. You can't sign in under the student's information. The loan will not get processed and we will not receive it. And just keep in mind with the Parent Plus loan, there is a loan fee. With the alternative loans, the student can be the borrower, and there are also some alternative lenders that allow the parent to be the borrower. With the alternative loans, the school wouldn't be able to give you much information about the different loan criteria because each alternative lender is able to set their own rules and regulations. So you will have to do your research when applying for alternative loan to look at loan fees, repayment periods, and such like that. And then the last option that we have here is a payment plan. So the payment plans are handled with the bursar's department. You do set it up on PirateNet. There's a $50 enrollment fee. And the payment plan, it began already, but you can start as of July, and then there'll be 4 payments left. So July, August, and September and October.
Thank you, Cariel. So now I'm going to be going over navigating through your SHU portal. So after you log in from shu.edu, you're going to log in with your username and password, and then the icon, or chiclet as we call it, is called New Student Orientation. And at some point, I believe it will change to say Portal. So either New Student Orientation or Portal. And this is where you can access information regarding your finances, academics, or updating your personal information. So first, we're going to go over the Profile and Finances tab. And underneath this tab, the first section that you'll see is where you can access your Bursar account. So this is where you can view and make payments. You can waive your health insurance. Just to let you all know, all students that are registered full-time are automatically enrolled in the school's health insurance. If you have your own health insurance, then you'll be able to do that after you receive your fall bill, and you have until the end of the add drop period to waive the insurance, and that is the first week of classes. Also, it'll show the payment due dates. You'll see right here, I know it's small, but when you log into your portal, you'll see that it says the fall semester payment date, as Cariel mentioned, August 2nd. And then there is the refund authorization request form. That means that if you have what's called a credit on your account, which is a negative amount, that means that money will be refunded back to you. So if it's in the form of a loan and you wish to return that money to the lender and you don't wish to receive the refund, you can complete a loan adjustment form on our website. Otherwise, you'll want to complete this refund authorization request form to let the bursar know if you would like the check mailed to you, you want it to pick it up personally in the bursar's office, or you would like an electronic refund where you can set up direct deposit, and I'll get into that later. So after you click on View and Pay My Account, which is that first link, this is what it'll look like. And it'll show what your balance is, and it'll also show your pending financial aid. So this is where you can make payments, set up the payment plan that Cariel was mentioning. You will receive billing statements. So you can click on to view the statements as the bursar emails them to you. And also you can receive your 1098T tax statement. On the right-hand side, this is where you can set up your profile. So an authorized user is, you can add your parents or anyone else. This gives them access to view the bill and make payments. And then also on the bottom right, you'll see electronic refunds. So that's where you set up your bank account information so you can receive the refund via direct deposit. So going back to the profile and finances tab, if you scroll down, you'll see the financial aid section. So this is where you can view your financial aid status, an overview of your financial aid awards and your account summary. And also as you progress in your time at Seton Hall, if you want to look back, you'll be able to view your financial aid history. The next section is where you can view the financial aid requirements. So if you're selected for verification from the FAFSA by the federal government, you'll be able to see which documents we're requesting or any other types of outstanding documents. So if you see a listed document with an R, that means that it's required, and S means that it's submitted, and then once it's completed, we'll mark it with a C. Also, if you are borrowing federal student loans, please remember that you must complete the Master Promissory Note and Entrance Counseling on studentloans.gov. So this will be there as well to show the requirements that you've completed. Also in this financial aid section, you'll be able to view your academic progress. So every semester, you must be meeting satisfactory academic progress, and you must meet this in order to receive any type of federal aid. And then I will also get into how you can view your financial aid awards. So after you click on this, make sure you select the aid year 21-22. So on this screen, I'll get into accept award offer, but first, this is information to give you an overview. And the most important about this is the terms and conditions tab. So this is important information regarding your eligibility and your requirements that are necessary in order to maintain receiving aid from year to year. So in order to receive any federal loans, you must be enrolled at least half-time, which is 6 credits. And then in order to receive any grant or scholarship aid, you must be at least 12 credits, which is full-time. And then the last tab is where you can accept your award offers. So grants and scholarships, they're automatically accepted because it's free money. You don't have to repay that. But you must accept or decline your federal loan offers and also federal work study if you're eligible for it. So now if you go back to the main screen of the portal, you'll also see the academics tab. And I wanted to discuss something very important, which is called FERPA. So FERPA stands for the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. So this is a federal law, and it protects the privacy of your records as a student. So once you turn 18, you must complete the FERPA authorization in order to grant your parents or any other individuals access to your student records. So on the right-hand side, you'll see this FERPA authorization form. Explain what it means. And then on the bottom, this is where you can add an authorization record. So if you want to add your parent, you put mother, father, you put their name, you create they will create a 4-digit PIN number. So if they either call or come in person without you being present, we'll need to confirm their identity with this 4-digit PIN number, and then you can grant them different access. So there's billing only, financial aid only, billing and financial aid, or there's unlimited. So that will be all 3 plus access to your academic records. And now I'm going to pass it over to Andrea.
Thank you, Mani. So federal work study. So federal work study is another method that can help you offset your college expenses. It's a program provided by the government for students that have need based off their FAFSA, and they want to participate in obtaining an employment on campus. There are various positions which can make it a great way to get an idea on how different departments work, but also most importantly, it can help you build your resume. So you're probably thinking this is something that you want to do, you want to get a job on campus. The way that you can determine if you are eligible for federal work study is it would be shown on your award letter. Um, it's going to be on there. So like Mani just mentioned, you would have to accept it. There are two types. So just keep mindful. If you do see federal work study on your award letter, it's going to be the government funded federal work study, which just means that the government is going to be funding it. If for whatever reason you do not see it on your award letter, that's fine. You can still participate in it. It just means that if you do get a position on campus, it may be university funded, meaning that depending on the department you applied for, they will be paying you from their budget. Okay. There are some requirements. So you have to maintain a GPA of 2.0 and above. So make sure you guys do that. And you have to be registered for the minimum of 6 credits. There are some restrictions though, just because you also want to make sure that you're focused on your studies. You can only work up to 20 hours per week during the academic year. But when you have your breaks, whether it's a summer, Christmas, or a spring break, it goes up by 9 hours. So you can work up to 29 hours. Okay. So the best way to start is, if you see it on your award letter, you accept it on your portal, and then you want to jump onto our website, take a look at the positions that are available, you apply. I always recommend apply to more than one, just because you don't know if you're going to get hired directly from that department. You may have to go through the interview process. So apply to 5 or 10, just to get a field of where you are. And then once you are offered the position, you will have to complete some questionnaire that's going to be through the portal that they sent you. And then you'll just have to complete the I-9 form, which is a federal form. I'm not going to go too much into detail with it. This is just to give you a little highlight of what federal work study is, because since we in the student employment office, we're going to have our own presentation for federal work study. So just keep an eye on that. It is going to be available to register right after bills go out, so in the next few weeks. So if you are more interested on getting more information on it, make sure to register for that presentation. Okay, guys, and I'll just hand it off to Tiffany.
Thanks, Andrea. As you start your academic career here at SHU in the fall, please keep note of these important tips. The first thing is attendance confirmation. Now that you've already sorted out how to pay your bill and you are ready to start classes, classes begin after the ad drop period ends. There's something required for your federal and state aid to pay on your account, and that's something is called attendance confirmation. So non-attendance reported could result in loss of your financial aid. For disbursement of your aid, we need that your professors confirm 12 credits. So if you're taking 15 credits, at least 12 credits out of that 15 credits will need to be confirmed. Who completes your attendance confirmation? It is dependent on your professors to confirm your attendance. So after the ad drop period, you have already been attending classes for at least a week and a half. So at that point, they will be able to know that you attended class at least twice or 3 times. So the professors are responsible for completing attendance. They have about 2 weeks to complete your attendance. Complete your attendance. After this period, after the cutoff time, the 2 weeks, then you'll receive emails notifying you every week about who hasn't confirmed and who has confirmed your attendance. Your college career prepares you for your college career prepares you for life after college and the workforce. It is important that you streamline effective communication skills through the way you interact via email. Email dues. Introduce yourself. The fastest way to get a response from any department that you reach out to is it will be important for you to provide your full name and your student ID number. This is key to get a fast turnaround time. Always use appropriate greetings and use polite language. Consider the purpose of your email and be as specific as possible while keeping it brief and direct. We know that you already know, are aware of all the don'ts when you're emailing, but we just wanted to reiterate it so this way, it's down in your mind. Avoid being rude and offensive, the overuse of capitalization, avoid use of shorthand, um, misspelling someone's name, or using the incorrect titles. Filing your FAFSA. A new FAFSA opens up every year on October 1st, and to be eligible for any federal or state aid, you're required to file a FAFSA each year. The FAFSA for the 2022-2023 FAFSA, the FAFSA for the 2022-2023 academic year will open up on October 1st of 2021. So during your Thanksgiving break in November, we suggest that you, when you're spending time with your family and friends, that you complete the FAFSA at that time. Contacting us. Our office is currently working on summer hours. So Monday through Thursday, you can contact us from 8:30 to 5 p.m. And then from on Fridays, we're open from 8:30 to 12:30 p.m. You can also email us at financialaid@shu.edu. We are open. However, if you wanted a one-on-one appointment to discuss specific information about your account, we do prefer that you schedule a virtual appointment, and you can do that through that link. It's just www.shu.edu/financial appointments. We are pleased to introduce that we have implemented a text service where you can text SHU FA to 55,000. So this way you can get updates. We can give you updates about your account. So we recommend that you sign up for that. Questions? Any questions you may have? We'll start with, we will request that you raise your hand.
I jotted down the questions that were asked in the chat during the presentation. I just wanted to go over those really quickly. It was only 3 of them. So someone asks, what exactly does the payment plan pay for? And to answer that is, when sometimes your financial aid doesn't always cover the full amount of your balance. So the payment plan was an option if you didn't want to go the federal loan route of the Parent Plus loan or the private loan route of doing another type of loan to cover what's not covered by your aid that's been awarded. So the payment plan is an out-of-pocket option that is available for families to use. And there was another. Someone asked, will the weekly work hours be different if I am non-work study?
I can take that one. So even if you're referring to if you are if you're going to be getting paid by the department only, the university funded. So yes, you're still restricted to just 20 hours during the week during the academic year, and then 29 during the breaks and the summer, just because it still falls under the federal work study program. So to answer that, it's yes, you still have to, you're limited in hours.
And the third question that was sent during the presentation was if you can go over exactly where to go to accept the federal loans, the $5,500 that first-year students were offered.
I can take that. So as I was going through the portal, after you click on the Profile and Finances tab, you'll click on View Financial Aid Awards. After that, you select the 21-22 academic year. And then that last tab is where it says Accept Loan Offer. So that's where you'll see all your financial aid. On the bottom, that's where you'll see your federal loan. So there's a drop down. Click on that and it'll say Accept or Decline. Once you do that, then you'll go to studentaid.gov and you'll complete the 2 requirements after you log in there, entrance counseling and the master promissory note. And that'll take about, I would say, at least 2 to 3 business days in order for us to see that reflected on your account.
Do we want to open up some. There are still some questions in the chat, but if anyone wants to ask a question, raise your hand and we'll call.
I did see a question. Someone asked something quick. When are we fully back on campus? We've been on campus since last summer, but we will all be full staff as of July 12th.
Let's see, Megan McIntyre, you have your hand up if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, I did put it in the chat box real quick. I'm sorry. I wanted to know, is it possible to write a personal check and mail that to the office? Or do we have to pay online in the Pirate Net or portal?
You can mail a check. The Bursar accepts cash or check in person. You can mail it online. They just accept electronic check, or if you're paying by a credit card. I would just say when you're writing a check in the memo, put the student's name and ID number, please.
Megan, does that answer your question?
Yes, thanks so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Gabriella R.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So when my daughter filed the FAFSA, I believe the information from our taxes was from the year 2019, and I hadn't filed my 2020 taxes. And so there is a significant decrease of income for 2020. Is there a way that I don't even know if it sounds correct to refile it with the most current information?
Mm.
And if so, how do we do it? And how does that affect her current financial aid offer?
So I'll take that one. So you're referring to a special circumstance application. So basically, the FAFSA for the 2021-2022 academic year is based off of the 2019 income. So you wouldn't be able to amend your FAFSA to add 2020's income, even though it's a decrease in your financial standing. However, there is the special circumstance application process. I'll put the link in the chat so you can go ahead and start that process. It is something that we can consider the 2020 income since it was a decrease, but it's not. Don't want to say that it will result in an increase or a decrease in aid. It's just, you apply and then we see what happens at that point. So it's not a guarantee, basically. But I'll put it in the chat and you can receive the link so you can start that process.
Okay, and I had one more question. So after the financial aid offer that my daughter has, there's obviously a balance, and um, right. So we got a bill on the mail, and it tells us how much is left, and to pay. And out of what is left to pay, I'm counting my parent contribution, which I have on a 529 college savings account, and then after my parental contribution, there's still a balance that I'm hoping she can cover with work study, and then there will still be an out of pocket cost. So, how do all these sources of payment plug in when it comes to a payment plan? Because we haven't set up the payment plan yet.
Okay. So I would honestly recommend that maybe you set up one of the virtual appointments so we can kind of give a good breakdown on that. But just quickly, just so you know, with work study, the funds are not allotted up front. Students can earn up to $2,600 for the full year, but they get paid bi-weekly. So their paychecks will come from the work study grant. So that's just one of the reasons why I think it would be best to set up an appointment so we can look at your daughter's account specifically and we can guide you best that way.
Okay, and this will be my final question. I appreciate you.
Of
So
course.
we did set up the one-on-one virtual meeting because I had all these questions,
Mhm.
and the very last one that we had scheduled was for yesterday at 3 p.m. And the email that I get when we set up the meeting would say something along the lines of "Thank you for registering. You will get an email prior to the meeting starting so that we can connect." Right? Well, yesterday was the third time that it's happened where it's about 5 minutes to the meeting and we're looking at our email. I'm looking at my email. My daughter is looking at her personal email, her pirate net email, and we don't get the email to connect to the meeting. And what we do is we forward the email that we got saying that we have registered for that virtual meeting, and
Mhm.
I let them know that we never got the email to connect. Yesterday we were able to talk with someone, but no resolution yet. So it's the third time that it happens. And I can
That's
go
mhm.
ahead and schedule another one because we have all these many questions and we need the one-on-one help, but we're not getting that email to connect.
That's very interesting. I'm really not sure why we do virtual appointments all day, every day. So we can, what I'll do is I'm gonna drop my email in the chat and just email me directly, and then I can set the appointment up for you. So you can meet with me and I'll set the appointment up. Um, but I'm honestly, that's probably some technical issue that we would have to look into. But like I said, we do these appointments all day. They've been nonstop, honestly. So it does work. I'm not sure exactly why it's not working with for you, but we can definitely just set up a Teams call, you and I, and we can discuss.
Can you just tell me your email? I'm connecting through my phone right now and I can't access the chat.
Okay. Do you? Okay. Give me one moment. I will send you a private chat and then I'll give you that information because I do want to get to some other questions.
Yes, that will
There
be.
are
Thank you so much.
several people on here with their hands up. So I'll send you a private chat with my contact information.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Katarina Ratti. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
It's latte, like
Ratte.
latte, but with an R instead of an L. Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank you.
you're welcome. So, I'm wondering, what I asked where and how do we set up our SHU email address so you can receive notifications on what we have to pay and what the due dates are. Because someone mentioned something about a Seton Hall email address that we're supposed to have. Um, so I'm wondering where we can set that up.
Yes, you should have received that from your admissions counselor. Have you been in contact with your admissions counselor?
Yes, but so
Oh,
far she hasn't said anything about an SHU email address.
okay. I would say if you have her contact information, send her an email. That way she can give you that information. You can get set up because that comes from admissions.
Okay, okay.
Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else? Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, there actually was one more thing. So my Pirate Net portal, where I view my financial aid awards, um, when we, um, do we have to accept the loans along with the grants and scholarships listed, or can we just decline them separately and accept um, can we accept the scholarships and grants separately from the loans,
Well,
and we
the
can decline loans?
well, the grants and scholarships you don't have to accept. They're already accepted on your behalf since it's money that you don't have to repay. It's free money. And then you'll be able to choose from the drop down if you wish to accept or decline your federal loans.
Okay, okay. Because I did look at it, and I was a little nervous because I was afraid that if I declined the loans, I would decline the scholarships as well. So I just wanted to be sure about that.
No, no.
And
Okay.
then what happens if I do accept the loans?
So if you accept the federal loans, that's what I was explaining, that if you do accept the federal student loans, then the next step is completing the entrance counseling and master promissory note on studentaid.gov.
Okay.
Okay.
And will there be
Okay.
instructions on how to do those things?
I will send you an email, Katarina, so you have the instructions.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Cariel, I know Ashley Moreno, she had asked her question twice in the chat, so
Okay.
I can answer that really very quickly since we're talking about loans. You don't get the money, the loan money physically. Once you accept it and do those requirements, as I mentioned, you will it will be dispersed to your account after you begin classes and your professors confirm your attendance. So that'll be done electronically.
Jade had her hand raised.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Jade, Mom, Dr. Holmes. I was just asking a question. I'm unable to access the chat, so I wasn't able to put my question there. But I wanted to know if I can have access. Jade has scholarships, but I also needed access to make an appointment for a virtual interview or a virtual appointment. But I'm not able to get the link because it's not available on my computer.
So the email address, or I'm sorry, the link for that is shu.edu/finaid, FINAID, appointment.
You got that, Jade? Can you repeat that one more time? Because she's typing it in.
Sure, it's shu.edu/fin, FIN, aid, appointment.
Okay. And my last question is, we signed up for the tour to come in on the 12th of July. Will that also bring us around? Can we pay her a bill at that time, or does it have to be paid online?
Of course, you can stop by the bursar. So the bursar takes cash and check in person. So if you were paying by a card, that would have to be done online. But if you have cash or check, you can stop by the bursar to make a payment.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Monty, do you want to get to some that's in the chat?
Yes, I saw someone asked how to waive the health insurance. So when you log into your portal under Profile and Finances, that first section in that Bursar section that I was going over, there's a link that says waive my health insurance. You have to wait until you receive your fall bill. So if you, I know some students were registering as of today, so we have to wait until you're registered. Then you'll get your bill next week. And then that's when you can go in and waive the health insurance. If you do have trouble waiving the health insurance, you'll need to contact Student Services, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You have to enter your information from your health insurance card.
Garvin asks, will I still be eligible for financial aid if I do not have a major yet?
You must be at least a matriculated student. Even if you're undecided, you have to be matriculated in order to receive any federal aid. And as Cariel mentioned, you have to be at least half-time to receive federal loans, full-time to receive grants or scholarships.
Okay.
I saw one.
There was a question about the promissory note that I just wanted to make sure we went over because it's important. What is the deadline for completing the master promissory note on studentaid.gov? So you want to have your requirements completed before August 2nd because you can accept the loan, but if you do not complete the requirements for the loan, then it will never disperse. So although you accepted the loan, you've been offered it, you want to make sure you do everything to make sure that that loan disperses. So I would definitely, if you accept the loan, you can go on and you can complete it now. And so that way there's no holdups with your financial aid dispersing, and that's for the master promissory note and the entrance counseling. And just keep in mind that both of those, the master promissory note and entrance counseling, they last for 10 years. So once you complete it this year, you won't have to complete it sophomore, junior, senior year.
I went back up and I saw we didn't address this from Sharon Clancy asked when applying for a loan, do we apply per semester or for the school year? That's up to you. We suggest doing it for the year. That way your credit is only ran once. Because if you do it just for the fall, you have to do it. We have depending on which loan you apply for, you have to run your credit for the fall term and then again for the spring. But if you do the loan period from August to May, then it will cover the year.
I saw a question about the Fast Forward program. So with the Fast Forward program, additional funding, you can look at the alternative loan link that was in the presentation, elmselect.com, for any additional loan funding. Okay. Let's see. Someone just raised their hand.
I saw a message from a question from Tony. Oh, okay. So that was probably to register. I would say try emailing them again if you don't receive a response by tomorrow. Or you can reach out to your admissions counselor if you need to set up an appointment for registering.
Okay. Just gonna go right back to the chat to see if there are any other. Jade, you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, I have another question. With the Fast Forward program, filling out the FAFSA, I know the first semester there's a fee for the parents or the family to pay for it, but in the spring, can you fill out the FAFSA for the spring tuition?
For the Fast Forward program?
Yes, because for what I understood, the way it was explained to me through the counselor was that you have to pay the initial amount, which is for the September, the fall fee. But when it comes to the spring, then you can use financial aid or loans to pay that.
Yeah, so with the Fast Forward program is that it's a different program that follows a different rules. So for the fall, there is no financial aid. You would want to do the spring FAFSA. You can do that now. It's still available. Although the student wouldn't be receiving financial aid for the fall. It's good to have it in now, and so that it's there for the spring pending.
Okay, and with the Fast Forward program, as far as the financial aspect, the fee only covers the tuition. We still have to pay for books separately and for the meal plan also.
That's correct.
Okay, so books and meal plan, and housing is optional if they get it or not. Correct?
I'm sorry, Monty, were you about to?
Oh, I was just shaking my head. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Carriel, so there was a question about 529 plans and how to get the check to us. If you're planning on using a 529 plan to pay your students out-of-pocket costs, we suggest that you contact the bursar's office. And I'm going to put the email for their office in the chat, so this way you have it and you can reach out to them directly.
I saw one more question. Darwin Moreno asked, how do I know if I have to accept or decline the federal loans or the work study? I would say if you want us to go over your financial aid in detail, I would suggest setting up a financial aid appointment through the link that was provided. That way we can go over it individually.
And we have two hands raised. We'll go Anna Garcia and then Adam. Anna, if you want to unmute yourself. Anna. Okay, Adam, if you want to go.
So I have two questions. My first question is about a subsidized loan. So will that loan like end up being in the same spot as all the other loans you guys stated earlier in the presentation?
What do you mean the same spot?
You were talking about how like loans were in like a certain spot inside of the SHU portal, or I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So the only loans that will appear in your portal are the subsidized and the unsubsidized loans. Those are the only student federal loans. So those will be in your portal, and those are available if you're awarded both of those loans. Those are available in the portal for you to accept or decline. The Parent Plus loan and the alternative loans, those are done on separate websites.
Okay, so there's like no paperwork required for the subsidized loan.
The entrance counseling and the master promissory note.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I finally figure out how to unmute myself.
Oh,
I'm
and
sorry.
Anna?
Hold on. Hi. So with the fast forward program, I'm still not clear on the housing situation and the paying for housing. And is there any way? And I'm sorry I missed yesterday's housing or Monday's. I think it was housing's schedule. So I'm Ananda Thomas's mom. Not sure if you know the names of the incoming class yet, but yeah, I'm very confused about housing and how that's going to go with fast forward. Um, and when will I know if she has a spot? And what do parents normally do if they don't get a spot on campus?
so with housing, you would definitely need to contact housing regarding that. Our office are totally separate, so we wouldn't have information on like the selection process and how they do anything in their office really. We can provide you with their email address, or if you, I don't know if you're local, if you wanted to stop by the campus, or if you just prefer to call, but I definitely would reach out to housing and try and speak to someone there regarding that.
Yeah, Carrie, I can drop the link to the housing webinar that they
Oh,
held hosted last week in the chat, as
oh,
well as the housing email,
that's
to
perfect.
hopefully can answer some of your questions.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
There was another question regarding fast forward. As long as you filled out the 21-22 FAFSA, once your student completes the fast forward program in the at the end of the fall term, as long as they're meeting all the requirements that were stated in the letter, they should be eligible for financial aid for the spring. I know that Kimberly Thompson from the admissions department has been giving out estimates. You'll want to reach out to your admissions counselor if you have not received the spring estimate, spring 22 estimate, and also for the following fall semester. As Tiffany mentioned, make sure that you complete the 22-23 FAFSA, and that opens up on October 1st.
Guys, we have a question about can an international student qualify for federal loans? If you want to answer that, I'm trying to answer as many as I can in the chat.
Yeah. So international students are not eligible for federal aid. There are some options with alternative lenders, but there are little fine lines of who is eligible to be a co-signer for you. So you would definitely need to look at there are different criteria to see if that's something that you would be eligible to pursue.
Uh, can you answer again what the fast forward financial aid is?
So with the fast forward, I would highly suggest that you contact our associate director that's in our department, Gary Thomas. He oversees the financial aspect of the fast forward program. And if you email financial aid at shu.edu and just put the student's name and ID along with fast forward in the subject line, then Gary will review your request or your question and he'll get right back to you. Because fast forward is very different as far as funding, we don't want to get into deep with what it includes and what it doesn't include because that's just a whole nother honestly presentation that we could do on that. So the best bet is to contact financial aid at shu.edu and make sure you put fast forward in the subject line and we'll get that email directly to Gary and he'll get right back to you.
I think they just want to know what general of what it is, because they just asked again, but what is it?
What is the fast forward program, or what is the financial aid? What does that entail?
I'm not
Can you,
sure.
Miss Wanda, can you come off of mute and just ask your question so this understanding what you're asking? Yes to what Ms. Garzone said, or because we're not sure.
If it's just what is Fast Forward program, is just another way of being accepted into Seton Hall. And those students that's in the Fast Forward program, they have to follow certain guidelines. And then if they pass all of those marks, they move on into the spring semester, and they're no longer in that portion of the program. They're just, a Seton Hall student.
Okay. She said she couldn't unmute, but you answered her question.
Okay, thank you.
I saw a
Can you-
question about. I'm sorry, Tiffany.
Oh, I was gonna say about the outside scholarship, what they need to do. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes, yes, I scrolled up and I saw that. So yes, outside scholarships are handled by the bursar's office. Typically, it depends on the organization that you receive the scholarship from. Either they send you the check and then you bring it to the bursar's office and they will apply it to your account, or it will get directly sent to the bursar's office.
So we have like 6 minutes left in the presentation. If your question wasn't answered in the chat, if you are able to raise your hand, so I think we can see who needs to get to faster. Okay, Faye, you had your hand raised. I took it down. No?
Do you want me to answer Darwin's question really quick? Make sure, Darwin, I know when you go right to the website, you have to click on either virtual appointment or document drop off in order for you to see the dates and times. So click on virtual appointment on the left, and then you'll see the next date.
Anna?
Oh, hi. So I was thinking that perhaps those of us who have kids in the Fast Forward program, maybe there could be maybe a shorter thing to deal with the financial aspects of it. It
Like a
seems like,
presentation?
yeah, like a small presentation separate from this one, because it seemed like there
Absolutely.
were a few of us on this call, and
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that there is some type of presentation, because I know Gary, I've heard Gary mention it. But I will definitely speak with him on, tomorrow we're in the office. So I'll speak to him tomorrow to get more information. And I don't know if you saw my email address that I put in the chat, but if you have it, you can just send me an email so I can follow up with him regarding what he says if there's any type of presentation.
I see that Tony had a question
Yeah,
about the email.
into his mail.
I'm kind of confused about your question, Tony. If you could come off mute too, that way we can address it quickly.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm trying to unmute him.
Okay.
I also dropped in the chat a PyroNet video that somewhere around the 50-second mark details how to answer your email. How to enter your email. You enter your email the same way you enter your PyroNet to accept your loans and that sort and those sort of things. So if you have access to your PyroNet in the portal, you also have access to your email address. There's a YouTube link that I dropped in the chat that will detail step for step how you enter.
Thank you.
So Anna, I sent my email again, and just send me a quick email and I'll let you know exactly what Gary says. Or is there any other questions? Anyone want to come off mute to ask your question?
I saw 2 questions about billing.
Yeah, I was just about to
Okay.
say that.
So once you register, it'll be just the fall bill. You get billed by term. You get awarded financial aid for the whole year. I saw 2 questions about that. Anyone else have their hand raised? I didn't see anything. Oh, Etienne?
Hold on. Yes, can I get your email? Everybody's email? Because I can't access the chat right now.
Do you have a specific question, you can just email at financialaid@seton at shu.edu, and then we can answer you there.
Okay.
That'll be easier than spelling our unique.
All the names.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Carriel, we had a question about, for clarification about the payment plan. If it's 4 months to pay for the fall semester.
So yes, for the fall semester, you'll get your bill, like I said, early July. So if you do register and start the payment plan right after you get your bill, you'll have July, August, September, and October. So you can split the payment into 4 payments.
And she asked about spring as well. So for the spring payment, that actually, the enrollment period starts October 15th. So yes, it is 6 payments for the spring.
Did you answer the outside scholarship question?
Yes, I
Well,
did
this is kind
before.
of different. They're asking if it's going to be added to their awards and their financial aid. Like basically, it's going to be added to their list of financial aid awards.
Yes, so after we receive the letter from the organization and the check, that will get added to your account. So you will see that as an activity like transaction on your electronic profile, and then your bill as well.
We have another question about, is the payment plan good for housing as well? So it's going to cover your out-of-pocket costs, whether it includes housing or tuition or fees. It's just going to cover everything that's in your out-of-pocket that you're required to pay out of pocket. And I don't see any other questions. Is there interest charge?
There's no interest on the payment plan, but if you pay by credit card, then they do charge a fee. But there isn't interest if you're just making monthly payments.
Yeah, they do charge you $50 to enroll.
Yes, and the next payment is July 2nd. So yes, you're correct for the dates.
Okay. It is, I guess that's all. Again, we are available via email. We answer those very quickly. And then also, if you want to set up a financial aid appointment, like I said, we do them all day, every day. And our office is open. If you are on campus doing a tour, just want to stop by, you can freely walk in, speak to a counselor there, or have appointment with one of the counselors virtually. We're here for you. We're here to help you. And just reach out to us the best way for you. And please don't forget to subscribe to our text messaging. We will, it's very new and we're really excited about that to disseminate information to you guys. So just text SHU FA to 55000. And unless anyone else has anything to say, I guess we'll end the presentation now.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Problem. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to host this presentation for us today. I'd like to thank all of our students and families for attending. A recording of this presentation will be available on our Seton Hall YouTube page about a week from today. And I also dropped in the chat the link to our workshops to see if there's anything else you'd be interested in attending in the future. Thank you. Have a good night.